Okay, hey guys, I'm Miss Chisholm, college counselor.
I'm Miss Dixon, 12th grade counselor.
Okay, I need you to take out your packs that you all picked up when you came into the auditorium. This is where we're going to start. Welcome to your graduation closeout meeting for 2021. We're going to start with the first page, so if you'll go on and flip open. And let's go through some real important stuff on here. The first thing is to make you aware of when graduation ticket pickup is. You can see the dates there, May 3rd through May 7th. Please note that it's only 30 minutes before and after school. You'll come by and get your graduation tickets outside the guidance office. They are distributed according to your ticket authorization form, and every one of you fill one of those out in the file, and you and your parents either sign that your parent will be picking up your tickets or you would be picking them up. Photo ID is required of whoever picks it up. Mom or dad come in, or if you're picking up, photo ID is required. No exceptions on that, but those are the times that you'll pick up your tickets. Next important date is cap and gown pickup, Friday, May 14th, from 10 to 11:30, and you'll notice on there the alphabet times. That's based on your last name. For example, A's and B's need to arrive at 10, C through F, 10:15, and so forth and so on. You will be picking up your cap and gowns this year at the AHS Indoor Athletic Facility. You will be required to have on a mask. You must remain 3 feet. Guys, we have got to follow COVID safety protocols at all times. You cannot gather up together over there in the athletic facility. You cannot gather up in the parking lot. You go in, go to the alphabet table, get your cap and gown. You'll also go pick up your yearbook, and you will exit out the side, get in your car, and you will leave campus. And that has to be a continual flow. Obviously, if you're on the hold list, and I'll talk about that very briefly, if you your cap and gown is held because you owe a fine, you haven't turned in iPad, any of that stuff, and Ms. Dixon will talk about that in just a minute, then that has to be cleared up before you can get your cap and gown. You do not want to get in that hold line, so make sure everything's cleared up when you arrive. Next important date is graduation practice, Monday, May 17th at 10:30 at Bellevue. Please notice in bold print, attendance is mandatory. Attendance is taken at 10:30 sharp. If you are not there, you're taken off the call list and off the seating chart. We assume you've decided you are not going to walk. You must be at practice in order to walk. This year, we will be gathering in the Grace Building gym, and I've given you directions on how to get there. When you come off of I-40, I've listed the directions out there, and that's where you report. Please allow time for traffic to get into the Grace gym, to find your seat, and to have a seat. Once again, no gathering. Face masks are required. Temperature checks will be taken. We're going to follow those safety protocols so we can have a great graduation. Graduation is that evening at 7 at Bellevue. You must arrive by 6 o'clock. Check-in for you begins at 5:30. You will come in one at a time, be checked by dress code for compliance. We'll talk a little bit more about that in just a minute, but please allow for time. Do not arrive after 6. You've got to get cleared through dress code, get cleared through temp checks, find your seat and have a seat so we know that everyone is there.
Okay, we're going to flip the page. The next page says need to know. So all this pertinent information after graduation. So final transcripts, seniors will receive 1 voucher for a free transcript. This will be distributed when seniors pick up their graduation tickets, May 3rd through the 7th. So a final transcript will be required for every college, university, community college, or military that you plan to attend in the fall. Please note that your voucher is valid through graduation day, so you want to make sure that you take care of that as soon as you receive the voucher. Permanent cumulative folders are also distributed the week of May 3rd through the 7th. Please note that in your folder, your shot record and your medical records are included in your folder. We do not keep those, so you want to make sure that you hold on to that so that you can share that information in the fall to colleges and universities. Pictures, Holland Studios will be photographing every senior as they receive their diploma, so you can see this information. So these photos will be available for purchase within 5 days, 5 business days after graduation. So the contact information is listed there if you would like to purchase a photo from graduation. Bellevue Baptist Church is gracious enough not only to let us use their sanctuary, but also they will be filming graduation. So you see video, DVD, and live stream information in case you have friends and family who aren't able to attend. This is the link to watch your graduation on May 17th. Diplomas will be given in the Grace Building. So when you proceed out of the sanctuary, after graduation, you go directly to the Grace Building to pick up your diploma. Okay. Photographs of caps and gowns can be made prior to or after graduation, but there are no photographs in the Grace Building, so that takes place after you leave Bellevue Baptist. Just a reminder about May 1st being the last day to turn in any scholarship or award letters to guidance. Mrs. Chisholm has been announcing that pretty regularly. Please make sure you do this. This includes schools that you may or may not attend. We need this information for graduation recognition.
Let me point out a couple of things that Ms. Dixon just covered. Please notice when you walk across the stage, you do not get your diploma at that time. You get your diploma cover. You do not get your diploma until after graduation. We make sure you have not violated the contract, which we're fixing to talk about next. The last point that she covered is the last day to turn in scholarships. In the graduation program, your name will be listed, and underneath it will be every college, university, or agency that awarded you any type of financial assistance or scholarship. We do not want that to be blank under your name. Many of you have received scholarship awards. You may or may not be going to that college. We want you to be recognized. Make mama proud, make sure it's listed in there. But I must have it by May 1st because we have a printing deadline with the programmers, so there's no exceptions on that. If you'll flip the page, the next is the graduation contract. Now, when you enter the auditorium, you got this yellow packet, but you also got a white graduation contract. The white graduation contract you're going to sign in just a minute, and that stays in my office until after graduation to make sure it's not violated. But let's go over it now. You don't ever want to sign anything without reading it. Your contract says that I will follow dress code requirements. We went over those in August. It's been on my webpage all year, and I'm going to go over it one more time today. I will arrive at Bellevue for practice at 10:30. Remember I said we're taking attendance at 10:30. If you're not there, we simply take your name off the seating chart and the call list. You must be there. There are 500 of you. This is a huge production. People need to be where they're supposed to be. I will arrive at Bellevue for graduation by 6 o'clock. So you've got to arrive there in plenty of time, be parked and in. I'm aware that Arlington Community Schools discipline policy is in effect at graduation. I'm going to let you know now, and I let seniors know every year. It's no secret. There will be folks all over that sanctuary watching you to make sure that this is not violated. We simply radio back. One is violated in your diploma and possible final transcript are held. Guys, that's not somewhere you want to go, okay? We don't want to do that. We want this to be a great night. We want this to be a great ceremony. Move on to the celebration with your family and friends. I need you at this time to take that white contract and print your last name and print your first name. Please do it in that order. Last name, then first name, and sign and date. Okay, any questions regarding that, please let Ms. Dixon or myself know. Okay, moving on. The graduation expectations, we referred to those in the contract. Let's talk about them. The expectations are that you will arrive on time for practice and graduation. You will arrive at the entrance to the Grace Building with your cap in one hand that evening and your gown in another. Nothing else and no one else are allowed in the Grace Building at any time. You'll be checked in prior to entry for dress code compliance. You'll be taken one by one to see if you're in compliance. Violators will not be allowed to enter. And sadly, do we have one or two every year that are not in compliance? Yes. Do they walk? No, they do not. Please remember, this is an optional event. You do not have to participate in graduation. And we have a very strict dress code and it must be followed. You will then locate your seat in the Grace Building gym and you will have a seat. Not gathering up in groups and running back and forth. You must remain in your seat for safety protocol. You're to have no gum and no candy in your mouth. No visible facial jewelry. Remember, we will all have masks on that night. So what I'm talking about is this kind of facial jewelry that is against board policy. As long as that's board policy and there's board members on the stage, we're required to enforce that. You will enter the sanctuary with your hands at your side. You will walk across the stage when Coach Pfeiffer calls your name and accept your diploma cover. Otherwise, your hands remain at your sides at all times. You're to remain silent when processing in the sanctuary and during the program. No seniors allowed to join once the processional has begun. Any violation of the contract may result in your diploma and transcript being held. Please share this last point with family and friends. Based on Bellevue's policy, the following items are not allowed by anyone attending graduation. And let's talk about this for just a minute. Guys, first of all, I need you to remember we're in a church. okay? And whether you worship and participate there or not, that's where we are, and that demands a certain sort of behavior from all of us. I want you to remember this is a ceremony. The celebration is afterwards. In most cultures, there is some event that transfers you from youth into adulthood. And in our culture, it's typically graduation from high school. And that's what's taking place that night. And I want you to think about that. I want you to look around. I want you to see your whole class there. I guarantee you this is the last time the whole class will ever get together again. You'll have reunions, but everyone won't be there. So I want you to think about what's going on. I want it to be a great night for you and your family, and then get on to the celebration and have a great time.
All right, let's talk about graduation tickets. Every year, topic of conversation, your graduation tickets. All individuals that attend the AHS graduation will be required to present a ticket, regardless of age, 0 to age 100. Graduates do not receive a ticket, but each graduate will receive 5 tickets to share with your family and friends. Again, here are the dates and the times that we will share those graduation tickets with you, May 3rd through the 7th, 6:30 to 7 a.m. or 2 to 2:30 in the afternoon that week. Again, tickets will be distributed to seniors or parent guardian per the parent authorization form. All right. Seniors or parent guardian must provide identification to pick up the tickets. We do not distribute additional tickets once we've given you your 5. We do not replace any tickets. So there are always questions about whether you can get additional tickets. We suggest that you talk to your classmates and secure extra tickets that way, but each family only receives 5 tickets.
Okay, let's go over dress code one more time. Like I said earlier, we covered this in August at our meeting right here in the auditorium, and it's been on my webpage all year. Ladies, you must wear solid black closed-toe, closed-heel flats, no slingback heels or athletic shoes, and there are no exceptions to that. You are walking very briskly, very quickly. I don't need anybody falling. Again, when this is over, kick those flats off, put your heels on, and go have a good time. But this is what must be worn that evening. Ladies, your dress must be a solid black dress or skirt, no rompers. We're concerned about the bottom half because that's what we'll be showing when you walk as that comes open. We want that to look very nice as you walk. Your dress should not be longer than your gown. If you gave the correct height when we measured you, your gown should fall about mid-calf. Your dress or skirt needs to be a little bit shorter than that. We don't need it hanging out from under that. That's tacky, okay? We're not going to look like that. The official name of your cap is a mortarboard. A cap is actually worn flat on your head. That's how it's to be worn. Not tilted or angled. It's to be worn flat, and there are to be no decorations on your cap of any kind. Face mask is required and will be mandatory for each of you. You are to only wear the face mask that we issue to you when you pick up your cap and gown. We have those and we will issue those. Let's talk to the gentlemen. Gentlemen, your shoes are to be solid black dress shoes. Closed toe, closed heel, no athletic. You are to have on black socks and solid black pants. You must have solid black socks on. I don't know what it is about a lot of those guys not to wear socks. Your shirt is a dress shirt with a white dress shirt with a collar. The knot should be solid black, a traditional tie, no bow ties, okay? We're not concerned about the bottom part. This is the only part that'll show. It needs to be solid black. Once again, your cap is worn flat on your head, no decorations, and again, the face mask, the one that we issue to you. If you have questions, please see me or Miss Dixon. We have already looked at several pairs of shoes, very attractive shoes. I've looked at some boys' shoes. Please ask, because when you enter that night, again, like I've already said, you're going to be taken one by one by a dress code compliance person, and from head to toe, they're going to check you and make sure you're in compliance. The other thing I want to remind you is nothing or no one else is allowed in there. We've touched on that before. No purses, no cell phones, no lip gloss, no wallets, no keys. None of that is going to be allowed in there. You don't need that, okay? None of that. You need to leave that with mom and dad, lock it in the car, whatever, but you're not going to be allowed to bring any of that in. You don't need any of that evening. Ladies, when you open up your cap and gown, there's going to be a little piece of a white fabric in there. Just chunk it. Do not wear that. It's supposed to be a little collar. It's got some little tacky Velcro on there. It doesn't stick. It doesn't look right. Just chunk it, okay? I do not need you wearing that evening. Honor cords, tassels, and stoles. Let's run through that pretty quickly.
So honor cords, tassels, and stoles worn at graduation are only those that are distributed from Arlington High School. So you can take a look at the list. National Honor Society, you're going to wear your white stole on top of your gold AHS stole, and you'll pick up your stole from Miss Brown, room 509, the week of May 3rd through the 7th. AHS scholars, you have gold tassels. Your gold tassels will be worn with your AHS tassel on your cap. You'll pick that up from Mrs. Payton on Cap and Gown Pickup Day, May 14th, and she'll be inside the AHS Indoor Athletic Building. AHS PAVE students, you have a white tassel that will be worn with your AHS tassel on your cap. You'll pick the tassel up from Ms. Roberts at Cap and Gown Pickup on May 14th. She'll also be at the Indoor Athletic Building. And then Honor Society members, please make sure that you look carefully at the list below. You'll see your sponsors the week of May 3rd through 7th to pick up your honor cords. And the honor societies that are recognized in graduation are listed below. Okay, let's quickly go through the senior calendar. I'm not going to read through everything listed here, but you do want to make sure that you're aware of everything. We've already talked about graduation ticket distribution. Senior exams begin on May 5th at 11:20. That's 6th and 7th exams. Then May 12th, we have 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th period exams. May 13th, you will notice that is iPad turn-in for seniors only from 8 to 11. And this is very important. I'm going to come back and talk about iPads, but iPad turn-in is on Thursday, May 13th. We've talked about cap and gown pickup. We've talked about practice. And then those of you that are taking AP exams, you'll note that the AP schedule is listed below. After graduation, there are always questions about after graduation. Ms. Chisholm and I are at Arlington until Friday, June 4th. We return on Monday, July 19th. So certainly if you have any questions after graduation, you can call or email us, and our contact information is listed. For late graduates who will have to attend summer school, I'll contact you, but your diploma and final transcript will be available August 2nd. So once that is ready, I do reach out to you about your final transcript for summer grads. And then if you need to send an additional transcript after your free and final transcript, remember you have to process that by graduation day. Remember that if you need an additional transcript, you'll do just as you've done all year long. You go to the AHS webpage, scroll to the bottom where it says transcript request, and you request the number of transcripts that you need to be sent out.
Okay, guys, let's talk about the big topic, which is the COVID precautions for this graduation. We are very excited and very fortunate that we're able to have this graduation this year. Obviously, we're going to have precautions for the faculty and staff, for each of you, and for your families. And let's go over some of those now. The first one is, if you are under quarantine, you will not be allowed to participate in cap and gown pickup, graduation practice, or graduation. My best advice is, be careful leading up to graduation. That's really what I want to say, because you will not be allowed to participate and endanger the health of others. If you have any of the following symptoms, please do not attend for the safety of others. And I have those listed there: fever, cough, sore throat, so forth and so on. You can read those. Everyone, graduates and family and friends that attends, will be required to wear a mask. Graduates wear the AHS mask that is included with your cap and gown. No other mask may be worn by you, but your family and friends must also have masks on that evening. Everyone that attends will have their temperature checked, both that evening at the ceremony, and seniors, you'll have yours done at practice that morning also. Graduates are to leave one empty seat between each other during practice and the graduation ceremony. In the practice, in the sanctuary, for the spacing, you must leave an empty seat, and we'll have those marked for you. Family and friends are asked to sit as a family unit with social distancing between each other. So please take that note and pass that on to family and friends. Graduates are to remain socially distanced at all times. Guys, I cannot stress this enough. Please note that if we do not follow these guidelines, if we do not follow it, this could be stopped at any time. That's really the bottom line. We have got to follow these COVID precautions. So during cap and gown pickup, during practice, during the ceremony, you must remain socially distanced. They must be followed to ensure the safety of all and to abide by the required health guidelines.
Okay, the last page of the packet, let's flip it, senior iPad collection procedures. So Ms. Sigerson put this information together. Let me just point out a few important points. Seniors will bring their iPad, charging cord, charging brick, case, and keyboard to Arlington on Thursday, May 13th between 8 and 11 a.m. and you will turn them in. Mrs. Sigerson has listed the price of those items that are missing. If you have a damage to your iPad screen, you could be assessed up to $249. So you really need to take account of all the pieces of that iPad and make sure you have it all together. If you're missing any of these items, you will need to take care of this before you can receive your cap and gown on Friday, May 14th, or receive your diploma on the 17th. This also could impact having your final transcript sit. So if you are having difficulty with your iPad, please make sure you submit a Happy Fox ticket, especially if something is damaged, so you can get taken care of all of that ahead of time. And you're going to read carefully the information that Mrs. Sigerson has listed at the bottom. This concludes this part of the presentation. Listen carefully as Ms. Chisholm and I go through with the next segment of our meeting.